Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course,
big.
yeah, I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Good fight. If 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique, because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
Terence Crawford's physical transformation has been turning heads as he prepares for a potential showdown with Canelo Alvarez. The undefeated American southpaw has bulked up significantly, looking more like a beast than a boxer, fueling speculation about whether the long-rumored mega fight could finally happen. Renowned boxing trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas shared his thoughts with Fight Hub TV, emphasizing the challenge.
First thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he would grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say what he say.
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder.
Terence Crawford's face, there aren't many guys willing to push themselves like Atlas said, a southpaw, and that already makes him a tough puzzle to solve. I wouldn't want to step in Terence Crawford's to him eventually, but certainly not a weight class. It's a monumental task, no doubt about it. Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Guadalajara, for champion with granite fists and timing sharper than a surgeon's scalpel. He's bigger, he's stronger, and when he lands, it's not just felt, it echoes but across the ring.
He'll come and be like, Canelo?
You know, yeah, you know how Billy do it too, yeah.
I'll be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at like, okay. And he's not that big. He heavy, but he's not that big.
Right.
And I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but
you've got Terence Crawford's undisputed and unafraid. A generational southpaw with the IQ of a grandmaster and the instincts of a predator. Sure, he's the smaller man stepping up in weight, but that's never been the measure of Crawford's greatness. Terence Crawford's brings is a cerebral storm. He won't meet fire with fire. He'll make, think, hesitate.
Me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do.
That's the plan. That's the Crawford code. He's not coming to trade. He's coming to outthink, outmaneuver, and surgically dismantle. And make no mistake, this isn't just about belts or bragging rights. This is legacy warfare, dominance versus Crawford's climb, the battle-tested king versus the brilliant tactician from Omaha. And when styles collide at this level, history is never far behind. So what happens when the pound-for-pound elite finally collide?
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter. And I always say that, no disrespect him. But, sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big. And everybody's talking about if I'm going to face.
Will the size and strength of Canelo overwhelm, or will Crawford's mind, movement, and mastery bend the fight to his will? One thing's for sure, this isn't just a fight. It's a statement waiting to be written in blood, sweat, as Terence Crawford prepares for his highly anticipated super middleweight showdown against Canelo Alvarez this September. He finds himself in unfamiliar territory.
Terence Crawford, big weight jump. a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me the
dog. But that's exactly where Crawford thrives, stepping up in weight to face the hard-hitting Mexican icon. Crawford is facing a significant strength disadvantage. It's a classic high-stakes gamble and elite. Future Hall of Famer moving up in weight to challenge a 4-division world champion. For the first time in his 17-year professional career.
Say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, you know, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
You know, it's crazy when you asking about that because you say, your Machado is coming out with other weight classes and that's it, and he's welterweight. So don't make sense. But if the fight made sense, why not?
A lot of people have him at #1.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence have more skills than Lara. And I think he can do more. And you're saying that, Canelo...
Career. Odds makers are counting him out. Despite that, the matchup isn't without its advantages for Crawford. At 5'8", he'll hold a slight half-inch height edge and a notable 4-inch reach advantage over Alvarez. And while he's 3 years older at 37, Crawford enters the ring with far less wear and tear, having fought in 25 fewer bouts and 263 fewer rounds than his opponent. On paper, it's a daunting challenge, but Crawford has made a career.
Man, technique. You already know. If you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Career of beating the odds. In a candid and wide-ranging interview with Terence Crawford made it clear that his goal against Canelo Alvarez isn't to prove a point, it's to win, plain and simple. With the biggest fight of his career looming this September, the undefeated Crawford is keeping his mindset sharp and his expectations realistic. Despite the intensity surrounding the super middleweight clash, Crawford
smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out. And when
Bud versus Canelo, who you pick? I'm gonna go for Crawford, because then when he beats, let's say he beats Canelo, and I get ammunition, so when I fight him, and I beat Crawford, beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Respecting BK.
Crawford isn't buying into the narrative that he needs a knockout to come out victorious. Crawford, known for his ring IQ and adaptability, views Canelo as a unique type of challenge, one that combines the strength and size of a larger fighter with the experience of someone who has steadily moved up in weight over the years. But in Crawford,
the most violent force in boxing. And I don't think he's big enough to match with Canelo Alvarez, but I think he'd love to have a chance to prove it. Terence Crawford has gotten a lot of credit for what he's done, and he deserves it. The performance against Spence was spectacular. I told everybody Terence Crawford's pound for pound #1. Most journalists and writers in the sport have ranked Terence Crawford pound for
eyes. Alvarez's transition through divisions has come with trade-offs. While Canelo has grown in power, Crawford believes he's also faced slower opponents, fighters who may not have the timing, footwork, or speed to land cleanly or avoid damage. When I look at Canelo, he's a smaller, bigger guy, Crawford explained. He's moved up through the divisions because those big guys are slower. Sure, they might catch him with something, but he usually sees it coming. He might roll with the punch, turn with it, absorb it. He has that instinct because he came from a smaller weight class where fighters are quicker.
Alvarez, how do you feel about not being pound for pound #1 anymore? He looked at me with a blank expression and said, what are you talking about? I'm still pound for pound #1. There's a 21-pound weight gap there. Terence Crawford's a 147-pound fighter. I'm sure he'd go as high as 160. Can he get Canelo Alvarez to come down from 68 to 60 to fight him? I don't know. I'm not.
Crawford sees himself as someone who also came from a smaller division, but one that sharpened his tools in different ways. While Canelo learned to deal with speed, Crawford honed his craft against quicker, smarter opposition. Crawford has already shown signs that he's taking the move up in weight seriously. Recently, he posted a photo of a scale reading 186 pounds. surprising fans and sparking speculation about how he's bulking up for the fight. When asked about a tarp focus and a deep belief in his ability to solve the puzzle that so many